Why yes, I did make this intro. Thank you for noticing. It sucks. Fuck you. Sinn0h is probably the worst commentary channel with over 5,000 subscribers that I've seen on YouTube. And there's a lot of reasons why. But mainly it all comes down to him being a walking, talking hypocrisy. No, Sinn0h, not Stephen Hawking, hypocrite.
You're walking, talking Stephen Hawking. Fuck you.
Now, Sinn0h has been talked about a lot in the community for his unethical practices, such as his self-promotion or getting his fans to spam other YouTubers his content. And while all that stuff does make him seem like a massive prick, I'm mainly going to be talking about his content instead of his practices outside of it. Now, Sinn0h is a commentator, and as with Wild Spartans, whom I've talked about before, he's a commentator who will take a trending situation, rehash the facts of that situation, and relay those facts mixed in with a few superficial opinions. But whereas Wild Spartans likes to pepper in the topic with a heaping helping of fucks, Sinn0h's approach is to toss out as many big words as he can possibly come up with.
With no sense of autonomy, responsibility, or culpability.
But why is this bad? Well, aside from it making the commentary community completely repetitive, I mainly take issue with it because of his leafy drama bandwagon video where he, Zaptai, and I'm Alex all give the same opinion that you can hop on a trending topic if you're going to add to the conversation.
With all that being said, you can bandwagon without saying the same fucking opinion that everybody else says.
Then you have about 7 people making the same fucking video.
It should be whether the content is funny, entertaining, good, achieves ads.
So knowing that Sinn0h and company all share the opinion that it's bad to jump on a trending topic without adding any value or meaning behind what you're saying, then one would naturally think that Sinn0h is a wealth of new information when it comes to speaking on any new trending topics that come into the public eye. Let's see what he had to say about Onision in his newest He's a Pedophile video, which is for one thing spelled incorrectly, probably because pedophile is a banned word, I'd guess. Kind of ironic though, given his massive vocabulary. And number 2 is totally not clickbait or an accusation, because those quotations invalidate all your arguments. But regardless, his main points were
that doesn't see beyond your simple dichotomy of something being classified as either legal or illegal. Like, just because something isn't illegal doesn't make it something morally fucking correct or accepted by the society. Do you all remember when Honest Greg here made a series of unfortunate videos, something by the name of I Betrayed My Wife? You remember about last year, a horrible tragedy occurred to the YouTube community where the shooting down and death of Christina Grimmie.
So for his first point about legality, I don't know if any of you questioned it, but he kind of talks like he knows Onision personally here, and there's a reason for that. If you listen to the Hot Wet Soup podcast featuring guest Sinn0h, you'll hear Sinn0h, someone who actually knows Onision, say the following.
You know, everything to him is by definition, everything to him is by law. So as long as it's legal...
Listen further, and you'll hear about Onision's view of being morally correct.
I still think his morality's fucked. Like, you hear about that little girl forum thing that he has?
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
As for the points of betraying his wife and Christina Grimmie, those things happened months ago, have been talked about over and over again by multiple people, and Sinn0h even made a video before in which he discusses the Christina Grimmie situation, saying pretty much exactly the same thing both times. Onision made offensive tweets, apologized for those tweets, but he needs to be more aware that he has a child audience. And some of you may be saying, well, his video was only 4 minutes long. At least he didn't drag it out into a 10-minute long expose saying the same things over and over again and then adding a minute of black screen like Wild Spartans. And that's true. While I do agree that he got through his unoriginal points quite quickly, that in and of itself is another issue that I have with him. His opinions in this video are nothing. The video isn't even long enough for him to formulate a true opinion on the subject. He just skims over what Onision has done in the past and says that it's bad. This proves to me that he only made this video as a way to try and beat everyone to the punch on a hot topic, neglecting research, editing, or a well-formed opinion just so that he could be the first one to bitch about the situation. Which, I mean, he still wasn't, but he was close. Welcome back, my little niblets. It is your host Sinn0h here, yet again, for another colloquial dessert for your inner ear. Allow me to first inform you that any form of chastisement on my person will be met with me shitting in my hands and clapping, as I do almost every other video. But regardless, it has come to my attention that all of you would like to see me create the effects that are in such high esteem for my videos. And so, after much deliberation, I have decided to acquiesce to all of your requests. And thus I, Sinn0h, will be leading you into the uncharted waters of my academician mind. The first thing we shall be doing is the recoloration of your selected YouTube persona, which shall be the embodiment of your online personality. As a multitude of my niblets may very well know, I am a big advocate of the nibbler. But for the purposes of this video, I shall be using the likeness of the Pokemon Gengar, because he's much cooler and I like him a lot more. Now, depending on your selection, you may have to cut the image from a larger image. I, however, have chosen a .png for my avatar, and thus have taken the easy road. A road that I am not at all familiar with, might I add. So now we shall select the wand tool at the upmost left-hand corner of the screen and give him a good thwacking with it. Select the purple, delete the purple, select your color bucket, choose a color, dump the color bucket, and repeat until you have recolored the image. Like so. Dost thou see the bottom left-hand corner there? That is now the home of the green Gengar. Now, just take a clip from the video you'll be talking about, replay about a minute of it over and over again, and perhaps a few black screen moments for dramatic effects, and you now have the editing prowess of a 60,000 subscriber YouTube channel. And they said you needed skill for this position. Ha! The next issue that I have with Sinn0h is much more my opinion, but Sinn0h is a weaselly bitch. Or I guess it would be more appropriate to say that he's a pandering cunt. He panders to situations, he panders to YouTube, he panders to his audience, he panders in any way he can if he thinks that it'll get him a few extra subscribers. And nowhere is this more apparent than with his Leafy is Here videos. You see, Sinn0h kind of broke onto the scene with his most popular video called Meeting Leafy is Here, in which he recounts a time when he met Leafy before his channel had gained such momentum. The video itself isn't bad, I mean, it's boring as all fuck, but Sinn0h does give some backstory about Leafy and talks about a tiny little experience he had with him on Skype, saying that he found Leafy to be kind of annoying, but that he'd grown up a lot since that interaction.
He's a nice guy, and he's a mature person, and look, I'm not expecting any time soon to collaborate with him.
Fast forward a few months later after the iDubbbz criticism and a Hey Watch Your Mouth exposed video, and now Leafy is a petulant child.
Leafy is a petulant child at the age of 21.
Now I understand that Sinn0h's perception of Leafy could have been changed after Hoodie's video came out and gave an account of how he was used, but to say in a previous video that you had nothing new to add.
Everything about the guy has been said, ranging from iDubbbz to Nick, so at that point, there's nothing I can really add.
To repaint your meeting of Leafy in a now very malicious light.
He simply wanted to use us for his fucking Minecraft server so that we would make videos on it. And no, he didn't even offer us $20. He didn't even say he's $20, okay?
And to top it all off, add nothing new. Kinda just seems like you're a pandering asshole. Another instance would be with Keemstar. Now, Keemstar is someone that's kind of been on a roller coaster on YouTube. He went from being disliked to hated to sort of vindicated, and now I believe he's back on the dislike track for most of YouTube, if not hated. And Sinn0h has hit every fucking stop on the train tracks. He disliked him before he got in his big altercation. He hated him when Leafy and Grade talked about him. He deleted all those videos, by the way, because he's a total bitch. Then, when Keemstar was vindicated, Keemstar came on his channel and gave him an interview in which Sinn0h basically sat there and agreed with Keemstar on everything he said. And now that Keemstar is being solely blamed for ruining Baited, Sinn0h had Tommy C on his show to paint Keemstar like a villain once again.
There is a secret geniusness behind Keemstar before, which is ironic to start this whole thing off considering I'm going to be bashing him half the time.
But perhaps what was even worse was the way he sucked Tommy's dick at the beginning to gain some favor.
Here I have beloved, the beautiful, the man, the myth, the legend, beautiful Tommy C. How are you, my friend?
Yes, everyone, it's the Green Gengar back again, formerly known as Sinn0h, and today we are going to be talking about the theRandomShark situation. So if you're unfamiliar, theRandomShark is an internet cunt who made random internet videos, best known for the time she informed the internet of her sexual escapades with a mouth-cleaning peripheral.
He fucked me with a toothbrush!
But recently, this cunty McCunt has been back in the spotlight for trying to attack the world's most popular cancer patient, iDubbbz, after he gave her a scare with the phrase, Now, a lot of people have been calling out Miss Mojo here for her hypocrisy, since she's no stranger to the word,
You fucking nigger!
herself. But personally, I wouldn't have had any issue with Tana had she just been a hypocrite. It's the fact that she went ahead and decided to embellish the story beyond a point at which it just becomes all out shit. That's good, that's good. I'm liking that. And now we just get a strong extension on the Gengar here. Alright, that's my 3 frames of editing out of the way. Now back to some research.
And on top of hypocrisy, the video is filled with a good amount of just plain old stupidity.
There are still people that were once slaves that are still alive.
Alright, now how do I condense that little bit and try to get in with a few big words? Let's see. Yes. Now just to fit in a good fee-fi-fo-fum, theRandomShark is a cunt who likes to put cock up her bum. And I think that will be the research done here. The final thing I want to talk about in regards to Sinn0h is his reception to criticism. In his recent, I guess just justification for the things he's done, he said the following about avoiding criticism. Many people have been telling me that I've made memes out of the criticism I was supposedly meant to address regarding the advertising. However, as I just stated in the previous paragraphs, I personally don't think it's something to apologize for, and neither do many other people. I think it's hilarious and funny, all the memes that is, and I love making fun of everyone, including myself. Any criticism I have dealt with in this community I've addressed in my apology video. So basically, what he's saying is, fuck everyone who gave me criticism. Self-advertising is great, because when I self-advertise on my ASMR channel, people don't know that I'm deceiving them, and therefore they don't care. You're a fucking moron, Sinn0h. You in no way connect the 2 channels because you know there would be backlash from the people subscribed to your ASMR channel, and you took the bitch way to success again because you don't have the work ethic to actually build a channel legitimately. You only take the criticisms that you abide by. Your content has misleading clickbait. Well, yes, but how am I expected to pull in viewers without it when I have such shit content? Your editing sucks. You need to improve it. Oh, but I really don't have the time or knowledge for that. I tell you what, I'll work harder in the future. Certainly I'll work harder in the future. Your self-promotion is deceptive. Well, trust me, no one knows better than me how annoying self-promotion can be. I won't be doing that again. In the commentary community, the ASMR community, they love it. I don't know what it is. Maybe because they're all half asleep when they find me. Your videos bandwagon too much. Did you not see my bandwagon video? It's perfectly fine as long as you add something new to the conversation, which I don't do. This is why you're a terrible YouTuber, Sinn0h, because you don't listen to any criticism. You justify it as either someone hating on you or you crack jokes at it while doing nothing to improve. And I get it about the self-promotion, I really do. It's difficult to make a name for yourself in any community. But it's a fucking pussy move. And you know that it's a pussy move, and you know that your content is shit, and you know that you make misleading clickbait, but you refuse to stop, you refuse to better yourself, and that is your biggest fucking problem. Anyways, that's the video, guys. Like it, don't like it, let me know. I made this video because I think Sinn0h is absolute trash. Let me go ahead and go over the key characteristics of what make a good channel, and we'll go ahead and see how many of those marks Sinn0h actually hits. Good content. Funny. Distinct personality. Good editing. Respectable. Insightful. Huh. Sinn0h got no fucking points. Now, keep in mind that this is my opinion. Maybe you love Sinn0h. I hear people enjoy his voice. I'm not one of those people, but I guess it's a fairly common opinion. But if I had one piece of advice for Sinn0h, it would be to just leave the commentary community and focus on ASMR. I don't really think that you care about the commentary community and just jumped on it because it was a quickly growing community at the time. ASMR fits you perfectly. You're boring, people like your voice, it's a match made in heaven, and you'll probably end up being much more successful there than you'll ever be on your Sinn0h account. Shark pride for life, bruh.